Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see on your screen there, at this stage of the championship we are looking very good to become a double WRL champion. Bungie hanging on mathematically there to a possibility of backing his championship up from last season, but alas, looks pretty good for us. And here we are in Japan for qualifying, and it's very wet, and we are horribly off pace there in third position, and Rafa is 2.5 seconds up. That's an utter disgrace, but we will take P3 from that. And yeah, we're just horrible in these conditions, just don't feel it in the wet, and unfortunately the race start is also in the wet. Lighter rain though, so perhaps that'll be a little bit better for us. And Bungie there also disliking the conditions, but we get underway, and it's been a pretty poor start actually. It looks like Danielson's had a far better start from fourth, and he's already passed us and almost blocking us off the track, and we're going to go off there because it looks like we tried to go 3 wide at least through there, and that's not going to work. Compact was on the inside of Danielson as well. 2 of us went off, and now Danielson is disconnected from the race, and that means a restart as we're less than 10% in. That's an absolute godsend for us, as we were at the back of the field. So now off we go. We're on prime tyres, as you're allowed to choose whatever tyre you want, obviously, and off we go. And the guys in front are both on options, so they should get away at this stage of the race, but we would hope to catch. We have a lot better pace in the dry, so perhaps Rafa won't be quite as out of the distance as he was in qualifying in the wet. And it's 2.7 to Murph ahead at lap 7 and 6.2 behind to Danielson. So we're in a pretty lonely third at the moment, but looking pretty good for a podium position at this stage. And in just one lap we've cut that gap to the car ahead, the Force India of Mighty Murph down to just 1.3 seconds as his tyres start to fade. He's on the option, and we are on the hard tyre, which should last a little bit longer than the medium. And indeed, that gap is down to just 0.3 as we go through 130R, and he's off the track slightly wide, and he's decided discretion is the better part of valor there and dropped in behind us for the chicane, and we're up into second position for the first time in the race. And we're going to follow that straight up by taking the lead because Rafa is in the pits there. Well, it won't be for long though, as we're going to pit this lap, but we've gone horribly wide at turn 1. That's giving Murph an opportunity. We can see his front wing there just, but the traction is a little bit better on the outside there, and we regain the position. So hoping to go for 3 9-lap stints. The first on prime to get it out of the way, and then 2 option stints also for 9 laps. Here are the medium tyres. We've actually pitted ahead and at the same time of Murph, so that's pretty much guaranteed our second. And you can see that it's almost 16 seconds to Rafa at the start of that stint, and pretty much he's only gained a second in that stint, so a very boring stint in fact. Nothing of note happening at all. That's just 9 laps completely cut out of the highlights there. We're going to pit and take another set of the option tyre. In we come, and it's actually 16 seconds back to Murph, so we've completely gapped him in that stint. He must have been on the primes on that occasion, I would imagine. He emerged in third position behind the Kiwi, who's yet to make a pit stop for the second time, and there he is, struggling very wide through Spoon. He's got an absolutely horrific run off the corner. We're going to out-drag him down the straight towards 130R. He's crowded us a little bit. Thankfully there's an extra tarmac on the right, and we've even cut the gap down to Rafa as we pass him before 130R. And yeah, it's down to 13 seconds in fact to Rafa. So he must be on the primes at this stage of the race. We're just going to try and cut that down as Murph makes his final pit stop, to try and be within 10 seconds should the driver ahead have a penalty. And we set fastest lap at the end of that lap in fact, and back it up the next lap with a 37.4. So we are coming at Rafa. He's only 11 seconds up the road now. Make that 10.6 as we go for another fastest lap the next lap. That's actually not beaten. We finally break Rafa's run of fastest laps. But he wins the race. Are we going to be within 10 seconds? Yes, but no penalty for the Romanian. Satisfactory result for us there, beating Bungie and extending our championship margin once again. There's a possibility that I could win it in the next round at Russia. So I've been Jacko. I look forward to that race. See you guys next time.